Section 14.5, adding integers, and remember, this first chapter is really a lot of review. Did we talk about farmers yesterday? And summers and harvest time?
No.
Okay. During this, in the United States, our year is structured so that we have a long time off during the summer. And that used to be so that kids could go home and work on the farm. They could harvest, right? Because you need a lot of people out there picking corn or whatever. We don't do that anymore, but we still have that vacation time. Okay? And we keep it. But the problem is that we forget stuff over a 3-month period. And so you probably noticed every time we come back to math each year, we review a lot of the stuff that we did the year before. So the textbooks that we use are written in such a way that the first chapter is generally reviewing stuff that we did last year. Okay? Well, you finished 6th grade textbook, and now we're on 7th grade textbook. But the 7th grade textbook is the first chapter in the 7th grade textbook, and it's reviewed. So it's reviewing a lot of the stuff that we already know, but you haven't been off for summer. You remember all of this stuff very well. So it's making it very easy for us, and that's nice. It's nice to have an easy chapter. And you guys did well on the quiz, because the quiz is a lot of review stuff that we've already done this year. But let's look at this first one here. It says, example number 1, tell whether the sum is positive or negative, period. You do not need to find the sum. Well, we will find the sum. You don't need, the directions say we don't need to, but we will. Let me ask you something. Just looking at the two numbers, negative 18 plus 75, is it going to be positive or is it going to be negative, our answer, Moreau? It's not going to be negative, Emma. It's going to be positive, but Emma, you're going to have to tell me why is it going to be positive?
Well, because 75 is a bigger number than
75 has a larger absolute value, right? It's farther from 0 than negative 18 is. When I look at these two things, is this really negative 18 plus 75? Well, no. We're always, there we go. We're always adding numbers. Negative 18 and positive 75. Okay? Which one do I have more of, Bailey? Negatives or positives? I have more positives. I've got 75 of them. I have 18 negatives, right? So I know my answer is going to be positive. Now remember, the 18 negatives cancel out with 18 of the positives. How many positives do I have left? Daniel? 57, Daniel says. I've still got 57 positives left over. I'm not going to do this, but do you see what if I had this? Negative 3 plus 5. Okay? That means I've got 3 negatives and 5 positives. 1, 2, 3 negatives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positives, right? When I put them together, the negative and the positive cancel out. And I'm left with positive 2 as my answer, because I got 2 positives. I did the same thing over here, right? But I didn't write out 75 positive coins and 18 negative coins and cancel them out, right? I just found out, I know that 18 of these negatives are going to take away 18 of my positives. So I just subtract 18 from 75 and I get 57. I like it. Nice job, Daniel. Okay? Good answer. All right, let's look at the next one. Use a number line to find the sum. Okay, well, we're going to do that. We'll use a number line to find the sum. Okay? But let me ask you, if we were just solving this, what's the very first thing, raise your hand please, what's the very first thing that I need to do to get ready to do this problem? Zachary?
With the plus sign and the negative sign, you would circle them and change it just to a minus.
Just to a minus. I don't want two signs right next to each other. So if they're different, I put a minus. If they're the same, then I put a plus. Okay? So this is negative 21 minus 5. Right? Now they said use a number line to find our answer. Okay. Well, let's use a number line. I don't want to, but they asked me to, so that's the way I need to do it. Okay? So here's my number line. What number am I starting at? That's the wrong way. At what number am I starting? Vivian?
-21.
I'm starting at negative 21. Okay? Now, Vivian, it says negative 21 minus 5. Am I going to go to the left from negative 21? Or am I going to go to the right from negative 21? To the left. So I'm going to put negative 21 here. Is that okay? And I need to go how far to the left? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you agree I'm adding 5 negatives to that 21, that negative 21? Well, what number is that over there, John?
-26.
It is negative 26. And I can show it like this. Negative 5. Okay, going in that direction. Is that okay? Everybody happy with that? Bailey, are you happy with that? Daniel, are you happy with that?
Yeah.
Aiden? I don't care about Aiden. Allie, are you happy with that?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, good. Let's look at the next one. Okay. Now I don't have to use number lines. I don't want to use number lines with these big old numbers. Aiden, what's the first thing I want to do?
Change the plus -7 to -75.
Okay, so I've got negative 46 and negative 75, like that? Perfect, thank you. David, what do I do next?
You subtract negative 75 from negative
You can do that. I like to think of these as two separate numbers. I've got 46 negatives and 75 negatives. So when I put them together, what am I going to get, Elizabeth? Negative 121. Now, if you subtracted, David, like you said, negative 46 minus 75, remember, I'm starting at negative 46 and I'm subtracting 75, so that means I'm going 75 in that direction, right? It's still going to take me to negative 21. But I like to think of these things as always adding, right? I'm always adding. And that thing in front of it is just its sign. Okay? Everybody feel good about that? All right. Hannah, example number 4. Now in example number 4, it says evaluate the expression when A equals 8 and B equals negative 14. Now what does evaluate mean?
Evaluate means to plug in and simplify.
Hannah has told us that there are 2 steps to evaluate. We need to plug in and then simplify. Okay? Now, Hannah, I'm going to ask you something before we do any of that. What could we do here to kind of clean this up a bit?
Well, the plus and the minus sign, turn that into a minus sign.
That's just a minus, isn't it? So it's A minus B. Yeah? Perfect. Thank you. Emily,
Yes.
now, before I start evaluating plug in simplify, I want to rewrite this. How do I rewrite it? Mm-mm.
I mean, 8.
No. You're already plugging in. I'm going to come back to you, okay? Stay ready. Elizabeth?
Yes.
Oh, parentheses. Now what do I do? Emily?
Now, 8 minus
8, because that's what A is, minus what?
minus
Minus negative 14. Good. Excellent. Hannah, now I'm coming back to you. How do I clean that up?
You're going to take those 2 negative signs and turn them into a positive.
Good. 8 plus 14. Right? And Emma, what do I get as my answer? Perfect. Couldn't have done it any better. Nice. Thank you. Emily, Elizabeth, Anna, Emma. Nice job. Okay? Now, one more example, I think. I think it's just one more. Yes. Do you have one? No, nothing after that. This is it. Okay? So let's read through it together before we start writing stuff down, okay? It says the temperature at 6 a.m. is negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay. During the day, the temperature rises 6 degrees Fahrenheit, drops 3 degrees Fahrenheit, rises 2 degrees Fahrenheit, and drops 8 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? Write an integer to represent each value. What is the temperature after these changes? Okay. Rowan, what's the first integer I should write down? Yes, because that's where we started the day, at negative 10. Okay? Then what? Moreau? Plus 6, because it rises 6. So that would be positive, wouldn't it? Okay. Jenna?
And then you do -3.
Minus 3 because it drops. So we say minus 3. Good. Daniel?
Then do
Plus 2 because it rises 2. David?
And then you do -8.
Minus
Drops
8. Now, let me ask you something. Do you see addition and subtraction up here? Or do you see just addition? Just addition. Okay. Let's do, because do I have, well, first off, Vivian, do I have any parentheses? Do I have any exponents? Do I have any multiplication or division? Do I have any addition or subtraction? Do I do that left to right or right to left or any way I want or what? Okay, left to right. So let's do these two first. Minus 10 and plus 6. Negative 4. Right? That's what these turn into. Minus 3 plus 2 minus 8. Bailey? Negative 4 and negative 3. Negative 7. That's what these two turned into. Plus 2 minus 8. All right? Aiden? Negative 7, positive 2. Negative 5. Minus 8. And what is that, Isabella? I'm sorry? Ooh, I'm sorry. Elizabeth? Negative 13. 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? Now, here's what I want to do. I'm going to erase this work up here for just a moment. I'm going to leave the answer there. I want to make sure. Let's make sure we got it right. Okay? Think about this. It starts at negative 10. Okay? Let's put negative 10 right here. And then it goes up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What number is that? What number is that, Rowan? This is negative 9, negative 8, 7, negative 6, 5, negative 4. Is that all right? Okay. Negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1. I hope that's enough. Negative 11, negative 12, negative 13, negative 14. Okay. So the first thing it did, it started at negative 10 and it went up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now it's at negative 4. Then what did it do, Jenna?
It dropped.
It dropped 3. 1, 2, 3. So now where is it?
At
Negative 7. Then what did it do, David?
it rose
It rose 2, and that takes us where?
to -5.
Negative 5, and then it drops 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it ends at, what is that number, Hannah?
-13.
Which is what we got. Okay. It's much easier to add and subtract than it is to use the number line. Yeah? Okay, good. All right. You're done. Get started on your homework.